Hi and welcome to Avie Talks. I am your host, Avie, and today we're gonna talk. It's so cringe, but actually chill saying that I've tried YouTube for years, like numerous times, and never actually worked. I would either start and stop somewhere along the line and start and become inconsistent or start multiple channels or start over. And I always wanted to do something like this, but I don't know why. I just never felt the confidence. I think I always felt like, oh, you need to have, a camera and you need to have this setup and a microphone and a perfect laptop and all of these things. And you actually don't. And I've gotten to the point of trying intros and scripting and all of these things. And if you are interested in starting YouTube, yeah, don't go through that. Treat YouTube as your personal diary where you share your journey with others who want to tune in. I think a lot of people start YouTube because they know, oh, I can get monetized with people watching my videos, and like I don't have to worry about going to a 9 to 5 because I could just stay home and make videos in front of the camera, do the right scripting schedule. And really and truly, it sounds easy. And the people who do it for a living make it seem like it's easy. But when it comes to doing it like they do it, you have to put in the work with editing and marketing and making sure that the quality that you provide is for advertising, commercial purposes. And what I'm doing here, what most of the other creative entrepreneurs or creators do is they showcase their self being in their most authentic and natural state of being. And I think that is something that we tend to underestimate, undervalue, ignore, neglect, whatever you want to call it. Anything that speaks along the line of not put enough emphasis on the importance of being who you are authentically. I think the more that you get to that point is the more that you realize if you're not authentic, you're not going to find your way in this life. You're always going to be ending up in situations that you don't want to be in, people that you don't want to have as your friends, relationships that you don't need to be in, and making investments that you don't need to be in. Because if it's not aligned with you and you do certain things, it is always going to backfire in a way that the universe, God, angels try to put you back on the path that you were supposed to go on. It naturally happens. There is nothing that you can do to stop it from happening. And that's why it seems like some people are lucky and some people are not. You might see some people who doing some real bad things in society, never getting in trouble, seem to have the happiest life, and you here now always doing the right thing as per church and school and society and your parents and whoever, and thing always happening to you. There was a time in my life when I did not understand what it meant when it says sinning against yourself. When they talked about when your life is going good, it means that the devil has you, and if it's going bad, it means that God is on your side. That is something that I would never feed into, and the whole idea of what sin is considered as. For me, I look at things from the perspective of what is going to lead you to going down a path where you have to do something that does not align with who you are. Think of those things as sins against yourself, because I do believe that everybody was given a mission. Everybody come here with a purpose, and when you go against the purpose, that's when you're truly sinning. People want to put a bracket on killing and thieving and adultery and those things. Yeah, those things are sins. But are they the only sins that you can ever think about? No, there are a lot of things that they don't write in the Ten Commandments that is obviously outright wrong, but it's not the only things that they place emphasis on. The 10 things is not the only things that we need to place emphasis on. You need to actually know who you are so that you walk on the path that is supposed to be for you. We live in a society, especially here in the Caribbean, where we are a Christian based community, and a lot of the things that tend to happen in life, we always either blame it on the devil or we blame it on God. And sometimes the problem is you. And I think a lot of people don't really know how the problem would become them, because there are times in your life when things are going smooth, but it's not what you want. It's like it's peaceful, but it's not what you want. And there are other times when you're getting what you want, but there's a lot of chaos behind it, and you want to know, well, why you had to be so hard. And then somebody's going to tell you, oh, God is on your side, or why are things so easy? Like, I don't feel like I'm going nowhere, but it's just chill. Oh, the devil have you in his hands. No. What that basically means is you are walking on a path. If things are going good for you, but there's no progress, you are walking on a path that is comfortable. It's what you know, is what is normal for you, but you're not actually walking down a wrong path. It just means if you're supposed to be a 500-meter athlete, right? And you are in athletics, you do partake in school relays, or you do afternoons, you go to the gym, you work out, you run, you do your stuff, you do all of that, but you're not doing it fast enough. So you're not putting in as much effort. You're on the path, but you're not putting in as much effort. You're not really going above and beyond. It's like you're in it, but you're not head first in it. That's when things are going smooth. It doesn't mean that it's bad, but it means you could do more. Like right now, you have no traction. When things are going so-called bad, but you're getting what you want, that's when you are on the path. And prior to being where you are right now, you were not on the path. You realize that, hey, this is a turnaround moment for me. I need to do something different. I don't want this life anymore. Let me try something different. When you try to do different, that is when you see the most ruction in your life. The most chaos starts to happen. You lose the most friends. You have the most craziest things happen in your life, where job issues, relationship issues, family issues, everything just tends to happen. But is that the moment that you quit and you give up? No, that is usually confirmation. Okay, where it was before, you're not there anymore. So right now you're going to have some turbulence. Things going to shake out. The place going to get rocky. And that is okay. What happens to a lot of us is we are not aware of that. So every time we try to do something different and it's not what we're accustomed to, we experience the turbulence. We experience the water shifting. We experience the storms that come from turning the boat. The waves, the sea, the thing going that way, but you turn the boat, and obviously it's gonna cause ruction. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. But does that mean that you didn't make the turn? Does that mean that the direction that you're going did not actually change? No, you changed. You made the turn. So now you just have to stay steady and trust that you made the turn, and you're gonna align yourself back to go on the path that you want to go on. It's quite simple. And me saying it now, hearing myself say it, it's something that I wish that I had somebody to tell me about, somebody to guide me through. Like, imagine being a baby and you don't have your parents. So you had to figure out how to feed yourself. You had to figure out how to walk. You had to figure out how to clothe yourself, how to bathe yourself on your own. When you get to the point of realizing that it really was that simple, but I didn't have the tools and resources that I needed at the time, and trying to figure it out on my own is what really made it so hard for me, because I wasn't the person that I needed to be in order to feed myself. I was still a baby. I don't know nothing about food. I wasn't the person that I needed to be in order to walk me or rock me to sleep or bathe me or change my diapers. I was not that person. I learned how to do it on my own. And through the process of learning to do it on my own, I realized that this works, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. And with that, when you get to that point where you can do everything independently for yourself, and you understand how the world works, how things work, how life works, how you work as an individual, you get to that point where, wow, it was that easy. So why I struggle so much? Like, why I had to go through all of this? Like, and if you're anything like me and you love helping people, or you have so much within you, you have such a big vision, a big dream or aim to do something that is different in the world, then you're obviously going to want to share what you learned with people. You're going to want to teach them. I'm going to want to help other babies that I see. They want to do more. They're on the path, but they don't have the resources because they are not the people that they need to be in order to accomplish their dreams and their vision. So it's never a case where what you want to do is not possible for you, the mind that you, okay, so who you are is not this that you see. Who you are is in here, right? The world that you created in your mind, in your subconscious mind, that is who you are. That is who you are. Remember that. So when I say you, I don't mean up here, I mean this vessel. So because this vessel, the things that you eat for this vessel, the clothes that you wear on this vessel, the music that you listen in this vessel, all of those things, when you combine all of those things, that combination of characteristics that that vessel embodies, you cannot be who you want to be up here with everything that's going on the external. So make adjustments to your external. If what you have going on inside here is already in alignment, if you already see yourself as being successful, a successful content creator, a successful business owner, a successful artist, a successful painter, dancer, whatever, if you already see yourself as that, then it is already done. You already are that person. But when the change really happens is when on the outside, because you already know it and believe it here, you start doing things that whoever or whatever is up here would do. So for me, for example, I was shy as hell. You couldn't get me to do anything. I didn't want to talk to people. I would get nervous if I had to go read a scripture when I grew up in church. Like, no. I could sing really well, and I could have always sang well as a little girl. For me to go and sing, the time I leave church today, if I know I had to sing next week, I nervous, anxiety, crazy for the whole week until the day to sing. And it's only after I get it done I realize, oh, it wasn't that hard. Look, you didn't die. Like, why was feeling like that for? But I had nobody to help me to regulate my system, to remind me that, hey, it's okay. Nobody to tap my shoulder and say, it's all right, you'll be fine. I had to figure that out on my own. And unfortunately for me, it took me 20 plus years to figure out how to do a lot of things on my own. And in the process of doing that, I feel as though sometimes if I had someone on the journey to really help me when I really was ready to make the push, because I ain't gonna kid y'all, I've been working on everything here for almost 6 years. And the journey to getting here has been very difficult, but it has been beautiful and I loved it. And to anybody who wants to go through it the same way that I did, kudos to you. I love that for you. That is where the real strength comes in, to know that you don't know and open up yourself to learning and gaining access to information from everywhere that you possibly can get it. And I can't even do what I want to do. I'm not editing and cutting these videos, but I just sitting here right now, I feel a moment of wanting to cry, because it's almost like arriving at a place that you've been trying to get to for a while, and you would know when you get to where you wanted to get to, when you need to get there. You would just know. And even if you don't see certain results that you want or that you expect right off the bat, just know the moment that you start feeling like, this is good, this is change, I'm getting somewhere, I can see it, I can feel it. Keep going, keep pushing, keep going. Like, don't ever give up. The moment that you stop steering the boat, there's a chance you might just end up going back in the old direction or go to some random direction. Lucky if you're lucky, you end up going on the same path. But most of the times, if you don't steer, if you are not aware of this information in terms of keep going, you end up just letting go and giving up, and then things actually don't go the way that you want them to go. And I've seen that happen to a lot of people that I know, that I grew up with, even people in my family, close friends. And it's usually sad to see that we all want more, but only the strong will survive. That Darwinism wasn't talking about, oh, when based on how you eat and stuff in society, is the mentally strong will survive. So you could be gymming and you still cannot out me if mentally I know that the pain that I'm feeling is just stimulation. It's just coming from a place in my mind. And the moment that I think that this pain is too much and it can break a limb in my body, that is the moment that the pain becomes too much and breaks a limb in my body. It's quite simple. You could be strong as hell and don't have a mentally strong mind as me. And when you feel like that pain is too much, you give up and you break your limb, and I don't break mine. This is what happens. So the strongest are the strongest will survive. Survival of the fittest. This thing is not about physical, it's about mental and spiritual strength. On business, in creativity, when it comes to art and music and anything on this line, this thing called life, You need to have mental strength. If you don't have mental strength, then anything that you set your mind out to do will fail. And that is something I wish somebody would tell me. If your mind weak, you ain't gonna get none done. The reality is you will not get none done. And there are times when you can see it playing out. Like, for example, if you're hungry and you have a weak mind, your hunger is going to control your reactions to people. If you're tired and you have a weak mind, your tiredness is going to control your reactions to people. And not just your reactions, but your overall behavior, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, your efficiency, how well you work is always going to affect you. But if mentally you know, hey, it's okay, just a couple hours, when I get home, eat bits, whatever, and then I go rest, I get back the hours, I do whatever, or just no tiredness on the body is not something that determines that you're going to crash out or you're going to shut down. It just means that your body needs rest. It is exhausted. And it is fine to feel the exhaustion, but the moment you let the exhaustion control your reactions, well, kind of already lost the race. So all of this, funny enough, I don't know if this is what I wanted to talk about today, and I don't think it is, but this video was sponsored by A's New Life Academy. A's New Life Academy is a creative consulting agency that is set up for young people, young creative entrepreneurs to be exact, or anybody who has a desire to do more, has a skill, has a talent, and wants to be able to live in accordance with their skill and their talent, wants to be able to monetize themselves, and just want to have a system that can work for them based on who they are, especially here in the Caribbean. So if you want to learn more, and if you feel like this is you, then go ahead and check out the description. All of the links that you need is there. Check out the website. I recommend that if you do want to work together, you book a free consultation course so you get a feel as to what is it you're getting into. We see where you're at, complete an intake assessment so that you know what you're getting into. We know how we need to help you, and from there, give you the tools and resources that you need. We discuss in the sessions, take actionable steps, and the rest is up to you. Because I can only give you the water. If you don't want to drink it, then there's nothing more that I can do. And I know this is not a service that we are accustomed to seeing here. I don't know for worldwide, not worldwide, I don't know for region-wide or Caribbean base, but I know here in Grenada, I haven't seen anybody who wants to help people, like do mentorship. People would rather figure out how to do things on their own and keep it to themselves rather than to help young people or help people that's coming up behind them, or even people who are like them who have not gotten to the point of understanding how to do certain things. Like, I've seen that happening, and honestly, I see no point in living in a society where only the few have access to information and they don't even use it to help the economy, help the country. This is our home. The Caribbean is our home. If we don't elevate ourselves, then how can we keep it our home? Feel what I'm saying? If we don't figure out a way to make ourselves the assets to the island, then what is even the point of being a creative entrepreneur, being somebody who's creative in general, or just being here on earth? Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has a reason why they are here. They have to help in some way. I saw a post today that says something about everybody has their ministry. And once again, Najeri come to mind. Najeri cannot minister to me. Raja cannot minister to me, but he can minister to people who are on the same level as him or on a lower frequency to help them to say, hey, you can level up. You can level up. People would see certain artists and think that's the highest level that you can go. But there is more that you can go. There is more that you can get to. But it's only if you are on that frequency. If you want to think like Vibes Cartel, you can get up there. You can get as big as he is and have your empire as he does. I'm using these guys as examples because it's people that we know. Anyways, if you enjoyed the content from today, you know how to find me. Check out the other videos, share, subscribe, and just make the thing go global. Just make it go global. Not me, but the mission and the movement. You guys don't have to interact with me. Actually, it's inevitable because I am the lead consultant, but you guys don't have to interact with me to say I want to talk to you, but interact with the mission. Interact with the community and build community. That's one of the main things that I'm going to be focusing on. You see, the community aspect of things is what we miss, but it's not going to be a miss anymore. So thank you so much for tuning in today. If you liked it, once again, feel free to come back. There's podcast that has been aired out on Spotify. Check out the links and see you next video. Bye.